talk some sports.
Who wants to go fast? Anybody? I want to go fast.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of the MyT Sports Minute. I am your host, Tyler Taylor. It is December 17th. It is my homegirl Deborah Segovia's birthday. Happy birthday, Deborah Segovia. It is already about 75 degrees this morning, looking to push about 80. But you know what we say, regardless of the time, regardless of the weather, we are going to talk some sports. So, my friends, let's start talking. We got a ton of stuff to talk about. Especially when we have a week to go in between shows, we're going to accumulate some stuff. I went to a couple events this week since the last time we spoke. We're going to touch about those. Talk NBA, of course. We're going to talk some NFL. Man, like I said, I got goosebumps. I'm so excited. We're just going to get right into it today. I went to this Monday Night Football game. All right? Now, in case you guys don't know, first time listening, could be a first time listening. I understand that. I live in South Florida. No, not a Dolphins fan. No, not a Heat fan. Nope, not a LeBron fan. Born a New Yorker. Through and through. Understand? Parents are Jamaican. But, out of mercy. I'm a Brooklyn boy. All day long. Knicks, Yankees, Jets. That's just the foundation. Let's really start talking. So I live here in South Florida. I went to that Monday Night Football game. And let's just start off with, I had 3 different shirts that I wanted to wear to this game. And that squeaking that you may hear in the background is me needing to put some WD-40 on my chair. You probably never even noticed it until this point. Now you probably going to notice it all the time. Now I really going to have to put some damn squeaky oil on it. So I go to this Monday Night Football event. Right? And I'm just off the bat, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to wear. Because I'm still a New Yorker. So at the end of the day, if the Giants aren't playing the Jets, I got no reason to really root for the Giants. You understand? They're in the NFC. They don't even bother me. They don't concern me. They don't blip on my radar. Until Giants fans talk their smack. And I have a few Giants fans that have talked this smack. Listen, if you're a Jets fan or if you're a Giants fan, you know how Giants fans talk down to Jets fans. Like, it's just how it goes. So, I wasn't sure what I was going to wear. Right? Initially, I was going to wear a energy drink shirt because I'm a hyper person. You heard the intro. It asks you, do you want to go fast? And sometimes we just go fast. So if we want to go fast, we're going to go fast. Like, oh, I'm going to show you one. I'm going to show you one. I can't use this person's rap verse. What can I? It's going to suck. Motherfuckers will act like hit him with no more shots from the four. My faggots will popo, smoke like cocoa, fuck like cocoa, fuck that run by one high, one eye close, left host in the semi close with the full hit clock with the full clip. Motherfuckers been duck with the full shit, one shot back, and nigga do a full flip. See a nigga in the shop with the full hit. Hey, my high, you know niggas wanna buy, you would see me, I wanna fuck for free. With the finger, this 5 minutes, inside the bed, every side of the kid, I just, oh, not about this side, this side, say JG is too much. See? You go fast. So, I was gonna wear an energy drink shirt. That was one of my choices. The other one, I was gonna at least show my New Yorkness, like the New Yorker in me, the support that it needed in that stadium, and wear a general New York City never sleeps shirt. Real simple, nothing too major, nothing too minor, Actually, I'm lying, I even thought about 4. I was gonna wear a Knicks shirt. I don't have any current Knicks shirts that were blue that are in my size. Lost about 60 pounds, since the last time I bought a new Knicks shirt. So, or at least a blue one. Actually, since I bought a mellow one. Because I do have one that says playoffs. So that wasn't going to work either. And I wasn't sure if I was going to wear the New York one or not at the time. And then there was the proverbial middle finger to the Dolphins fans and to the Giants fan. You can't see me right now, but my middle fingers is in my left and my right hand. And you know what? I decided against that one too. Just because, I said, I want the New Yorker in me to shine more than anything. So I go to this Monday Night Football game. And let me tell you, the Finn fans were showing more fight than the Dolphin players. Yeah, you heard me. The Finn fans were showing more fight than the Dolphin players. Listen, I'm sitting there, I'm watching this game, and I'm watching this game, and I'm looking, and like, see, like I've been to a couple of games, and especially down here, But it's always weird when you go to their games down here because it's not that their fans don't show up for the games. It's just that Florida is just one of those displaced kind of states, especially South Florida, or areas that you have so much diversity here. It's retarded. This is where everybody comes to retire, not just New Yorkers. We're just the overabundance of it because, we're coming straight from the East Coast. But so I go to a lot of Jets games down here, and I see the sea of green. But they make sure they show up for the Jets games too. Like, they don't want to be showed up for that game. Never been to a Patriots game. Never been to a Giants game. Been to a couple preseason games, specks of games. Like, I've been to a New Orleans game a couple years back, Minnesota game. A couple of things. So, when I got there, I'm looking at this like, that crowd, if it wasn't 50-50, it was about 60-40 Dolphins. There was a good sea of blue there. And so much so that I'm watching this game and I can't help but notice, like, there's this one guy, like, just a little further down, just a little further down, just far enough that you can see them perfectly, but they're just out of earshot kind of thing, but you can see them full body. It's also where, based off where our seats were located. And I can see his demeanor changing as the game. And all game long, he's trying to get Dolphin fans more, like, you see him, standing up, turning around, trying to get Dolphin fans more into the game, to no avail. And you see his frustration starting to build from first quarter to second quarter. Come back from half, and he had a cute girlfriend too. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, whatever broad he was with, like, she was a looker. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, me and my homeboy beside her, like, that's part of the reason why I think I even noticed him, because my homeboy beside me is showing me the broad that he's with. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say broad, but like, whatever. And so I got sidetracked, but showing me the broad with, and so even while looking at her, you couldn't help but notice this caricature of a person that she had on her arm. Like, he really was like the stereotypical meathead looking ignoramus, hothead. As soon as I get a sip of alcohol in me, my liquid courage, meter goes from -72 up to +550. One of those kind of guys. So I'm watching this frustrated. But it wasn't just his frustration though. You can see the frustration of the whole entire Finn fan base as the game kept on going on. And the game, for the most part, was a good game. It was back and forth. There was some ups and downs. Just in the fourth quarter, the Jets made a decisive... Not the Jets, I'm sorry. The Giants made a play... What basically, they always say, like, the NFL is a game of, inches or whatever it is, but they made one more play than the Dolphins did, because they were going back and forth all game, or at least keeping pace with each other. And then fourth quarter, Giants score, and defense holds up, and Miami doesn't score. And the thing about it, I can't even say that the defense held up, because both of these teams have a horrendous defense. Like, they're horrible. Like, we're talking about the Giants here at the end of the day. Like, let's not get it twisted that they come out of that horrendous NFC East over there. And they can't seem to come out from first. And then we're talking about the Dolphins, the team that the Jets has single-handedly fired their whole entire coaching staff. So you know what this means. Like, this year alone, New York has handed them 3 losses. And let me go back and see what happened the first time they played and what happened with those 2 of the Buffalo games, and see how well Miami has done against New York as whole this year. So I'm watching this guy's demeanor change. And the fourth quarter, he goes from being unhappy with his team to just being now belligerent. And he finds the closest Giants fan, and I see him, like, literally go out there and just start an altercation with him. You understand? Like really get, like, Just find somebody that he needed to vent at and take it out on him, and he almost got the guy kicked out of there. Like it was really some bull. Like I was really about to head down. Like if they was about to kick this guy, I was really about to step down there and let him know. Like no. I watched this whole thing. This guy was the antagonist. So the game becomes over, and now I see his face, right? And he takes one last look at the crowd, to like as disappointment. Like I can't believe like you guys never cheered. And when his face came across my path, I was like, oh, what, you mad that your team lost? Wah. Unfortunately, as I said earlier, he just happens to be out of earshot. I was hoping that in that moment we had enough silence and he would have read my lips to know that I was talking directly to him. Oh, man. So, in saying that, the section that I'm in, obviously, I'm still in Dolphin Stadium, and I'm still the away team. I'm still generally rooting for the away team, and the guy in front of me all of a sudden thinks I'm talking to him. I haven't said anything negative towards him all game. Just mind you that. Like me and him has already exchanged conversations for the day. Like we've talked knowledgeably about the game, broken down a couple of plays, talked about things that should have been done, things that shouldn't have been done. You know, talked the video. Like we had a decent conversation. You know, a little bit of smack talk here and there, but from what I thought was very lighthearted. Because if that wasn't lighthearted, then apparently I must be used to a lot more abrasive people, and that could be the fact. Told to me by one of my former captains. How am I gonna forget Captain Perez? No, that's not even his name. Centeno, Captain Centeno. There we go. Like, you know what? What I may have thought was lighthearted, and keeping it lighthearted because I'm not there to row with them. I'm like, this isn't my fan. Like, I ain't had no reason to beef with Dolphin fan on that particular. They're already down, and then they get beaten by, and then they get smashed by the Giants, and the Jets are poised. Gosh, I'm knocking on some wood to make the playoffs. Really hope they do. And so now with him thinking that I'm talking to him, he's sitting in front of me, so he stands up and he turns around. He's like, "Hey, I'm about tired of your shit talking." I was like, "Whoa." Cause I wasn't even looking at him at the time, right? This is how fast it happened from the time that I'm looking at the dude that I'm trying to say this to, me realizing that he didn't hear what I said, still looking at the guy, and then this guy say, "Hey, I'm tired of your shit talking. You've been talking shit to me all day," and I'm like, "Who are you talking to me?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm talking to you. Like, yeah, you been talking." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm mad that my team lost. Like, you'll be mad too." I'm like, "Whoa." I was like, "Whoa, my dude." I wasn't talking to you on that one, right? My apologies. Like, hey, no disrespect. Wasn't talking to you on that one. I was talking to the dude down there. Sorry. Like, not for nothing. Right? Gave what I thought was a heartfelt apology. And he kept on going like nah, man, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, listen, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't talking to you. So I need you to calm down, because right now this whole entire thing is a little too extra. Like, you've been talking all this shit. And I was like, what the fuck is your goddamn motherfucking problem? Like, he's like, what then? And I was like, listen, don't be fucking stupid, right? I was like, I told your dumbass I wasn't talking to you. Like, and this time my finger's like in his face at this point in time. Like, I told your dumbass I wasn't talking to you, right? So now, if you want to continue to sit here and get offended and stand there and be retarded, this is a you problem. Don't take out your loss and your mishaps out on me. Why don't you go and take it out on your girl when you get home? Why don't you go show him some pleasure since her team won? She was a Giants fan. And then he goes, "Oh, I ain't appreciate you talking shit to my girl earlier." Wait, actually, he didn't even say that at that point in time. He actually walked away. They came back looking for something. Right, because the game wasn't quite over yet, but it was right. It was they hadn't done their first kneel down yet, but they had just, I think, turned the ball over or made their last mistake, and that solidified that this game was gonna be done. So he leaves, he comes back, he's looking for something. And he's like, hey, man, we good? And I'm like, I never had a problem with you. I was like, I seriously, like, and now we're shaking out, like, I seriously told you, like, I wasn't talking to you. Like, listen, like, this ain't the first time you've seen me here. Like, like, if I was talking to you, trust me, I would let you know I'm talking to you. Like, if I'm looking to seek out trash talk to you, you will know. Like, I have no reason to lie about that. Like, I'm not fraying away from anybody. Like, you understand? Like, there's no person here that can put any God-given fear in me. You're talking to an army veteran that has seen war. Like, fuck you. Like, I didn't have to say the fuck you part to him at the end, but you know, at this point in time, this is my emotion now. He's like, all right, man, but like, you know, I just want to make sure we good, you know, and you know, like you was talking some smack to my girl earlier, you know, like I ain't really appreciate that. I was like, I just shrugged my shoulders. I was like, like, she brought up the Jets and the Giants are playing. I was like, listen, don't talk to me while her and the Giant. Listen, it was so funny too. His girl is a Giants fan, and they're with a friend that's you know, and so what was her friend? Her friend was a Giants fan. She was a Giants fan. Her boyfriend is the obviously the Dolphins fan. She's talking to somebody there earlier, and they all of a sudden, like, I was like, what team is it? I was like, oh, I'm a Jets fan, but you know, I'm here to support New York, period, right now. And it's like, oh, you're a Jets fan. And then they just started going in on me. And I'm like, whoa. Both of you, listen. Neither one of your teams are playoff bound, right? And my team has a better record than you guys this year. So, pay attention, watch your game, and hope that you win, because neither one of you have the place to talk shit to me as far as teams go this year. That was the extent of our shit talking. Because I wasn't going to sit here and have two Giants or, you know, have a Giants or Dolphins fan talk smack to me. You understand? While my team is in the midst of a playoff. See, personally, I don't want that kind of distraction for my team. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I don't want to bring that kind of distraction. I'm like, nope, not even going to feed into your vibes. Like, bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Like, no, we're not having that. I did a Lawson. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. So yeah, and like I said, and this is like my altercation with her, right? So I guess I got in two altercations that day, right? And then the altercation with the dude down there. I guess I did try to kind of pursue altercation with the meathead, but it's because he was just being belligerent to any Giants fan he could find, and then also him and some other paraplegic dude decided to verbally attack some random Jets fan that was with his girl. Like, you know what I mean? So hey. There's not a lot of love lost there. Like, see, this is the thing about it, right? Like, Giants fans and Dolphin fans say that, like, they talk about how Jets fans are, no, we cheer for our team, right? Regardless, like, as soon as they do something well, we cheer for our team like we're supposed to. But the thing about it is that anytime that we cheer for our team, everybody wants to bring up everything else about the Jets, to Jets fans, about the Jets team. And so it's like, wait a minute. Why are we talking this, and this, when all I'm talking about is this one particular moment that I'm happy for my team about? You understand? Like they find a way that anytime we celebrate about something that they want to poo-poo on it, and then when we defend ourselves, or we get a verbally abrasive back, oh, it's the Jet fan getting offensive. Like, no. Like, you kept on sitting here, you poked the bear, and I'm not the bear to poke at all. Like, listen, you understand, like, verbally and physically, I'm handling my own all day. You understand? Whether it's in the office or on the streets or on the stadium or on the court. You understand? I take care of mine, B. In the range, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. So then we get out. And I catch up with DJ Scepter at... I don't know if you know about DJ Scepter, but you can catch DJ Scepter actually this Friday at Capone's. He'll be DJing in the side of the room. Yeah, DJ Scepter comes outside. He's like, yo, there were about 3 fights in his section. I was like, what? Then another one of my boys come out, and he's like, hey, there were like 3 to 4 fights in my section. He's in the 100 section. He's like, I've never seen, because what he says, like, because that's the first thing he says, right? He's like, yo, I have never seen that many fights in the 100 section. He's like, we're like, what? He's like, yo, it was like 5 fights broke out. Fin fans showed more fight than the Dolphins player did that night. It couldn't have been more funny because they were just salty, and I guess they were just like, I guess they realized that they were bad, or they realized at some point this season that they were bad, but they didn't want to be so bad that I guess they got beat by the Giants with the Giants going through their own struggles, but they did, and they didn't take that one on the chin well at all. They didn't take that one on the chin well at all. Them boys were upset. Next, I you know what? Well, since we're here, this is gonna go ahead and recap this week 14 in general, because week 14 revealed its own slew of possibilities, openings, realms, whatever you want to call it. Like it brought back, like, for instance, the Jets take a very good win. And I know you're like, you know what? I really shouldn't be celebrating the Jets win as much as I do, but like I said, I'm going to celebrate them. And it's a good win because, like I said, I always say that I take good wins over bad losses any day. Or bad wins over good losses. I don't know how to put it. I know exactly how to put it. When you beat teams you're supposed to beat, I'll rather celebrate that than be on the end of we're losing to teams that we shouldn't lose to. You understand? So, yes, in your schedule there you have teams, because I never get why people don't celebrate this. They're like, you know what? We were supposed to beat them. Well, you know what? Let's celebrate the fact that you did, because you know what? A lot of times you don't always beat that team that you're supposed to. So, when that happens, when that happens, like you become even twice as more dejected than let's say. So let's put this in Jets perspective, right? Jets generally should beat mine, but that's a rivalry game. I don't want to bring that. I don't want to use that one up. But the Jets should beat Houston, not even Houston, but they should beat Tennessee as well, right? Now, more likely than not, we should lose against teams like the Patriots. Now, when we lose to the Patriots, as much as it stings, I mean the Patriots is a bad choice because they're also a division game. So, let's say Green Bay, Carolina. Even though we didn't play them, right? I think we may have played Green Bay. Did we play Green Bay? Green Bay would have been... Who's in Green Bay? No, we played Denver. No. It's still AFC. Oakland. Where is... That would be where... No. We didn't play Green Bay. We could have still, but we played the Giants. We played NFC East this year. But that's... Let's say we play Carolina and we lose to Carolina. Carolina's just on one of them streaks, one of those hot streaks that you're looking at like, you know what? I don't mind losing to them. That's one of the best teams in the league. But then, let's say if we lost to Tennessee, right? Not only did you lose, but you lost to a horrible team, and you lost to a team that you had no business losing to. So now your level of dejectedness, like, is ridiculous now, because now you're looking at it like, oh my God, like, I can't believe this happened. Like are we as good as we thought we were? Were we exposed? Like, it brings up so many things. And then if you weren't exposed and you weren't you are as good as you were, then you're looking at it like, oh my God, did the guys not execute right? Why weren't they executing? And then your execution is brought up. And then if it's not your execution, then they're talking about, oh, the guys check out and they show effort. And, like, see, a loss to a team that you shouldn't lose to draws way more question marks and way more narrative that has to be talked about your team than if you just lose to a really good team. Because then what happened is that really good team just did what they were supposed to do. They took care of business, or the better team, I should say, did what they were supposed to do. They took care of business, and they beat the team that they were supposed to beat. So, see, But everybody doesn't always celebrate it as they really should. And I think we lose out as a fan base because of it. Like, don't knock me for this. Like, it's really something that bothers me. Like, I think we really do lose out as a fan base because we don't celebrate all of the victories the same. And granted, like, some do have way more clout than others, but we don't celebrate the ones that we feel like they don't matter more the same as we would as let's just say, just a regular old game that we were just like, we just want to win this. Like, it's too, or let's say, you know what? Let's say a regular old game. A game that we thought should have been competitive. Like, we don't celebrate those the same. And I think we should. And then the games that have real meaning to them, then we should get extra with it. So, I'm just going to recap for you real quick. Just because we're going to get into basically the MyT Sports fantasy, not fantasy, but week 15 picks. And we're going to get into the game of the week. That's obviously, as we all know, sponsored by Multivest. I don't know if you guys have gone down there yet. They're doing the balance boards now too. Ha! You guys are slipping if you haven't gotten your balance board. I think it's on like $2.99. And they ain't exploding. Like, see, I'm gonna tell you something. Hold on. About these balance boards. I don't know if I questioned this in the last show. Right, I saw an article that said that the balance boards were exploding all over the place. And I was wondering, like, if they exploding... Delta Airlines. Okay, here we go. Delta Airlines didn't want passengers bringing them... And there's another airline, too. Didn't want people bringing the balance boards onto the plane because they're saying that they're exploding up there. And I was wondering, like, if that's the case, then something to me doesn't add up then. Because what I want to know is that how are they being shipped in bulk over here, right? It could be by ship, It could be by air, don't know. But the ones that are being shipped by air or delivered by air, if that's the case, or shouldn't they be exploding in waves or in massive units, not just one or two here, if it's something that was caused by the air pressure? And if that was the case, so what I want to know is that if they're just making up arbitrary stuff because they just don't want it on the airline for some reason, or because you know that somebody's going to try to ride it on the plane, or is it that they were exploding, and during the time that they was exploding being shipped over here, the manufacturers kept it hush because they knew that if people heard about it while being shipped, it never would have moved off a store or out of a store. Curious. So, let's do a recap real quick about how we did last week. Because you know what? I realized I didn't put the picks up online, and we did the picks on the show, but it was very sketchy. Like, I did some very sketchy picks. And like I said, I did sketchy picks. I just that I don't think I committed to any picks. I don't know if I did any picks. There was a lot of stuff that didn't go on, but I have my picks. Like, we all know I have my picks. So, we'll take a quick time, and we're just going to see how we did. First off, Vikings and Cardinals. That should have been easy, right? I had the Cardinals. I had Philly beating Buffalo because, I need Buffalo to keep losing because I don't want them catching up to the Jets. That's really that simple. Browns beat the 49ers. Had that. Oh, starting off pretty well. I had Detroit over the Lions. Detroit over the Rams. Didn't get that one. That's one so far. I had Tampa Bay over New Orleans. Well, you know what? Oh, this is when they stopped going in my order. Okay. Jets and Tennessee. Had that. What's next? Bengals over the Steelers. I had... Oh, no. Steelers went over the Bengals. Didn't have that. That's right. Andy Dalton went down. And I'm going to have to take him out of my fantasy lineup. Yeah, man. I don't even want to talk about my fantasy because, you know what? My fantasy team is poo-poo. And It'll be depressing. And nobody cares about my fantasy anyway. I care more about yours. Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about fantasy. So I got that one wrong, obviously. New England over Houston. All right, see, I'm going out of order again. Jaguars, Colts. Oh my goodness. I did not see that game at all. I didn't even see this score. Jaguars beat the brakes off of Indy. And I have that one too. Whew. Kansas City over San Diego. Alright. Let's see now. What's next? Washington beat the Bears. Who did I have? I had Washington. Carolina over the Falcons. I had that. Let's see what's next. Saints over the Bucks. I didn't have that. I had it opposite way. Raiders. Okay, we gotta speed this up, don't we? Like this is really some long, mundane-winded shit, isn't it? Like, my apologies. You know what? We gonna hurry. We gonna hurry this up. Actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna finish this because nobody cares of what I had anymore versus currently what I am gonna have. So here we go, and we're gonna move right into. Do you guys really want to hear the end of this? Like, see, like, I'm gonna need some input from you guys because you know that you can leave little comments down at the bottom there, right? Like, you can leave them by what's it? You can just type in at little points in the show. You can just go in and type something in. If you were like, you know what, this part right here, you could have left it out. Didn't need it. Didn't like it. It's kind of bored. You know, let me know. But because I'm gonna keep having them there. Like, I'm gonna do recaps. Like, I can't not do a recap. Like, if I pick a team, I kind of want to know how I did too. Like, I think you guys will want to know how I did because you just don't want me just up here just picking stuff randomly, and I never ever, you know, pull up decent numbers. You know what? So I'm telling you, we gonna keep it, but still put your little comments at the bottom. And you're probably gonna say I probably should have skipped this part, but you know what? I think I am just gonna keep it now anyway. So I apologize for even telling you to do that because now I'm keeping it and take another sip. Apple juice this time, pure apple juice. I got a sore throat that I'm fighting. Just no bueno. Like, I have to do this obviously for you guys, and I got a birthday to celebrate this week, and I gotta go out of town. And told you I got an event coming up at the end of this year, or sorry, beginning of next year. I have an event coming up right at the beginning of next year. I gotta tell you about. Well, you keep on listening, you'll find out more. Alrighty, so let's see now. I did have had the Saints over the Bucks. I had Denver over the Raiders. I didn't think the Raiders was gonna win that, which I should have. I don't know why I'm going against, like, because Raiders are really weird. And you know what? I'm pretty sure I did that one because I just keep needing Oakland to do bad. Once again, like, I need to just to get into the playoffs, so I can't have them winning games, you know, that can cost the Jets a possible playoff spot at the end of the year. Yeah, this is about to be me putting in a lozenge. I should have done this at the commercial break, but I kind of needed it right now. Struggling over here, struggling hard, struggling bad. Like, I'm tired, girl, I'm tired. Let's see, where else can we go? I did cover the most of this side. Next, we said I had Green Bay over Dallas. That's good. I had Seattle over Baltimore. What happened there? What's that Seattle game? Patriots over Texans. Okay, that was good. Where's Seattle and Baltimore? How did I just skip a whole game? How you guys let me do that? Okay, I see him now. Okay, Seattle did beat Baltimore. And as we know, Giants beat Miami. So not too bad at all last week. So only 3 wrong? Out of what? 16? That went 13 and... No, that's 4. Sorry, 4 wrong. So we're 2-4 last week. That's not bad. Let's see what we do this week. This week we have a bunch of games going on, and we also have the game of the week that's brought to you by Multivest Games. Multivest, play more, save more, get more. I'm telling you, you guys so need to get down there. Like, their trading value is ridiculous. So, start off the week is gonna be Jameis Winston versus St. Louis, and St. Louis, like, you never, like, You know, it's weird because I have Tampa Bay highlighted. meaning that I want to pick them. But as I think about it, I'm like, St. Louis is at home. St. Louis did just hold up against Detroit. I don't know if Jameis Winston has that bounce back ability yet where he's like, I don't want to lose games in a row like this. Because they did just lose to New Orleans at home. And now you got to go on the road to play a St. Louis team that is at home trying to. So I guess more than anything, I want Jameis Winston to come away with that victory, but I don't think he is. I'm gonna change this pick of mine. And I'm going with St. Louis. I'm probably gonna regret that, but I'll see it next week because I'll have the highlight of it. Obviously, I'm taking the Jets over Giants. You know, that's just my team. You know what? Let's just talk. And I'm sorry, I said we are gonna talk about the multiverse games of the week. Multiverse games of the week. Now, this week I have my games of the week. Sponsored by Multiverse. Multiverse games of the week. That's my rewind. Physical rewind. Not really. Obviously, I'm gonna stick with the undefeated, right? And not only are we talking about the undefeated, Carolina Panthers, as they just continue to pounce and 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 pounce all over these teams. It's also in New York. So we're talking about also he's going to be playing on that stage in New York. Let's see. Those lights don't get I'm rooting for Cam. So rooting for Cam. So rooting for Cam on this one. That's because I cannot root for Cam on this one. So I'm taking Carolina over the Giants for the first game of the week. Next is also a game that's, I guess you could say, is a little bit more personal to me. But this game, as I said, I'm not finding too many games that candidates I can put in for game of the week. So the things that excite me or draw me to it may be completely different than what you may think. Like this one is gonna be more for a market game, and also because both of these teams need victories to get into the playoffs. And what we're talking about is that Saturday game for the Jets and the Cowboys. Yeah, it's New York once again, and it's also the $1 billion playpen that Jerry Jones has, and Jerry Jones has admitted to us on way more than one occasion that, listen, they're the highest rated show on television, when they, so, hey, that game matters. Game of the week. Next, Buffalo and Washington, Kansas City and Baltimore, Arizona and Philly. Now, those last three are candidates. They're reasonably mentioned because I give them reasonable doubt as well. Washington and Buffalo. Washington needs W's to try to make the playoffs. Buffalo, if they're going to sneak or trying to do anything, they're going to have to start making a little bit of noise. But more than anything, Washington is trying to hold on to something there. Kansas City is trying to progress. And I don't want Kansas City to win. Once again, it's all about the playoffs, baby. And all I'm thinking about is my Jets. How the Jets can be benefited. Who needs to take losses? How are they going to come away with wins? That takes me over to Arizona, Philly. Philly's in the same category as Washington. I'm watching that Arizona Philly because Arizona is a good team. That's not for nothing. Let's take anything away from Arizona. Arizona is a good team. And Arizona has games that you should want to watch. Or has a team that you should want to watch. Carson Palmer, Honey Badger. We're talking about the defensive ends. We're talking about the wide receivers. Fitzgerald. Sorry. Patrick Peterson. So we're talking about a lot of star power that's over there in Arizona. And then they come over to Philly, and that stadium, that crowd, the position that they're in, that coach, the position that he's in. That's a lot. I can't believe this first segment is still taking 40 minutes. Wow. I guess that's a hell of a show opener, isn't it? So they have weird meaning because I'm just curious to see what's gonna happen. And as I said, if it doesn't, most of these things I want as well too to benefit my Jets. So yes, I'm taking Washington over Buffalo in that one, right? Actually, I'm lying. I got Buffalo over Washington on the original pick on my sheet. That's interesting. But I have Baltimore beating Kansas City. I don't even know how I have that. Because initially I have Kansas City highlighted too, but I can't see. This is based off who I think is gonna win and then who I want to win. Like, I want Washington to win, but I think Buffalo's gonna beat them. So I got Buffalo on my sheet. So you know what? Oh God. I guess I gotta be honest, don't I? So let's run through it. I got Jets over Dallas, Minnesota over Chicago, Atlanta over Jacksonville. I haven't quite decided on that Houston Indy game. I'm gonna come back to that just a little bit later. Arizona over Philly, Carolina over the Giants, New England over Tennessee. Even though I need Buffalo to keep losing games, right? I think that they're gonna beat Washington for some odd reason. As much as I need Kansas City to keep losing games, I think they're gonna beat Baltimore. Baltimore has they have no more team. I'm sorry, I've been a Baltimore supporter for some time, So to see them currently now, because I haven't had consistency of any kind of team, from the Jets to get what I've gotten out of Ray Lewis and the Baltimore Ravens that he have given me for the last 15 years. They've been a model of the franchise that I've always wanted the Jets to become. So when you get guys like Rex Ryan, I'm thinking that he's going to bring some of that with him. And no, I realize he's a blowhard. He's a gas bag of a coach. He knows how to motivate people. Great defensive mind. Gas bag of a coach. Right? So, I really want Baltimore to win. I just have a feeling that Kansas City is still going to pull that one out. Taking Seattle over Cleveland, obviously. Green Bay over Oakland. Even though Oakland can show them some trouble, Oakland is so scary at times. And once again, Oakland is another team that I just need to lose for my Jets to progress. Some of these picks have a little bit of hate in it. That's the reason I tell you, I can't even do it. Half the time, I'll tell you, when I just flat out, I'm just picking this because I want my team to do well. I'm picking up for the betterment of my team. And I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you, I actually think this other team's going to win, but for my picks and my purposes, when I'm turning in my football sheet, I won't be doing anything that's going to go against my team. But I'll tell you what my heart really says, because my head is telling me something different. Denver over Pittsburgh, San Diego over Miami, Cincinnati over San Fran, even though Cincinnati it's looking like they're probably going to be bounced out of the first round again. So now you're looking at a team that's going to have a high spot, and you're telling me that if they come out lackluster, right, and you're one of the teams that get them at one of those for the wild card spots, man, you're thinking I have a shot because their quarterback is not going to be their quarterback. It's going to be something to watch. Out 4. I wasn't going to finish that initially. Try to throw it in there. Give me 2 more words. Give you a tidbit. And then I'm taking Detroit over New Orleans because I'm sorry. I refuse anymore the rest of the season to pick New Orleans to win any more games because I still think that they have no offense. And when you get in the dome, it's almost like getting dome. It is pure bliss for the people arriving. I'm gonna pay some bills, take a break, give my throat some rest.
Tickle. Tired of being ripped off by those other
summer, guys, then head down to Multivest Games and get the value you deserve. Multivest. Find them at 830 183rd Street, Miami Gardens, Florida, 33169. Located just 5 minutes from Tootsie's and Sun Life Stadium in the plaza across from Snappers. Multivest Games. Save more, play more.
Man, I told you this wasn't no games. Hey, we weren't playing games with you guys. So I just need a quick break. Did you guys? Now, last week we talked about the UFC, and we brought up some. We ain't even gonna talk about Ronda Rousey. Did you catch the McGregor fight? The McGregor and Aldo fight, like I told you to. Man, I know you weren't disappointed. I know I wasn't disappointed. Hey, like McGregor with his one punch bling. Cause I know when that bell rings, it could only mean one thing. I know when that bell rings, it could only mean one thing. You just got knocked the out, Jose Aldo. Damn, B. One punch bling McGregor. Wow. Aldo said to this guy, when I land a punch on you, the first punch I hit you with is gonna put you in a coffin. That's what Aldo said to McGregor. This fight was over in 13 seconds because McGregor caught him with one and pounded, hopped on, and just put him to sleep. Night, night. You got knocked out. Nobody else want to talk about you. We can't talk about any. We can't talk anymore UFC. At least we can't talk about you, Aldo, because like I said, in the wake of Ronda Rousey losing her title and the sport looking like they lost a buzz factor for this guy to become champ, just washes over all of that. So now you got McGregor at champ, and now you have Rousey looking to regain it. Yeah, I'm telling you, the next card should have her and him on it. It's gonna explode. But we just gonna move right on, because like I said, I remember I talked about her, and we talked about athletes in general, and and it was odd that at that point in time I was looking specifically to do what I was calling the women's Mount Rushmore of sports for current women athletes, and I'm still trying to compile it, and the only thing I'm probably missing right now is my basketball player, because since I've brought that up, and I haven't had to go far to search for answers on the names that I had in question or that I may have brought up. I gave you Ronda Rousey. She was no doubt about it. All right, somebody that kind of got cleared up for me, because I said last week, should I take somebody from the women's soccer national team? And I realized, yeah, I should have, and I couldn't determine if it was Becky Wambach or if it was Hope Solo. And it's gonna be Becky Wambach. She goes on my Mount Rushmore as I'm compiling it this year, because it's only less than last year I could put her on there, and she has done so much for that team. And I'm looking at her and I'm watching her farewells, and I'm like, I felt like they did that for me, because that alone right there sold me on putting her in my Mount Rushmore. And the other woman I talked about being on the Rushmore, because I said I'm going to get a basketball player. I don't have the basketball player. So the other woman I got on my Mount Rushmore, I told y'all, she just went down as the head athlete in charge. Right? I'm talking about Michael. You know who I'm about to say. MJ bad. Michael Jackson bad. It could be even Michael Jordan bad. In a Game of Thrones, she had the ace. I'm talking about the lovely Serena Williams. Congratulations to her on winning Athlete of the Year. in a Game of Thrones, she had the ace. She in there with Stephen Curry, and I don't know if the stupid horse bastard was in there or his jockey, but yeah, man, yeah. I was happy to see that, because not only was I happy to see it, I was happy because I had picked her obviously for my women's Mount Rushmore, and I realized now that by her being there, I can't really put her sister in there, and I want to, I really want to, and I want to do it, and I want to close it out, but I know that there's also a deserving basketball player and other deserving players. I know there's a basketball player that is very deserving for the spot, and I'm gonna give her the proper research so I can do this Mount Rushmore of female sports before the end of this year. It's only fitting. See, I'm mad. See, like, these are the things that touch the inside of you, because, like, I listen. I am a big proponent or believer that, you know, women don't get their fair dues. Like, big believer in equal rights, and because, you know, obviously, you know, like, I don't know if you can tell whatever, but I just am. So I feel for them. So when I'm out here doing a women's fantasy football league, is not, you know, it's because and for my general overall love for women and their progression, because you understand, like, there are no minorities I think that should be held back for any reason whatsoever. Women happen to be a minority because we all know what the majority is: Anglo-Saxon white male. Like, it's whatever. Not gonna get too deep into that, because race has nothing to do with me picking Serena. It's strictly, I guess, or anything. But I didn't pick her for athlete of the year. Sorry. But so I'm going into it, I'm like, as you know, starting a women's fantasy football league, you know, thinking about a women's Mount Rushmore, and then I turn around, and the athlete of the year goes to a woman. Yeah, man, that's something special. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love seeing things like that. Like, those are the things that don't happen enough, even when it's deserving. And I'm not saying that this one wasn't undeserved. This was undeserved. I'm not trying to imply that that's whatsoever. I'm just saying that even when it's deserving, it doesn't always happen. This one was deserving, and it happened. So happy. Congratulations, Serena Williams, on winning the 2015 Athlete of the Year. Wow. I tell you, man, I love progression. Like, seriously, like, progression of the human race really does bring a tear, like a whelping effect into my chest and eyes. Like, you do love it. But at the end of the day, we're talking about games here. Alright? All kinds of games. And even if we're going to talk about games, like, we're talking about, these games are won and lost in so many different ways. And it takes so many components to consistently win, to consistently be a winner, that any little mishap, any little misfortune, any little hiccup, and it throws a monkey wrench into your winning ways. Thankfully for the Carolina Panthers, they haven't seen any of that yet. They were close with that Greg Olsen injury, or at least they're, you know, at least on a level of nervousness. We're gonna talk about injuries, wins and losses, and great teams just a little bit more. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be back.
They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous. They joined because there is important work to be done, and only some able to do it. They are brighter, better educated, led, and equipped than any team in history. They are doctors, lawyers, engineers, technologists, and combat troops, all prepared for whatever comes their way. You'll find them where the lights don't flash, and the only contract they sign is with themselves and their country. One day, they may be asked what they did to make a difference in this world. And they can respond, I became a soldier.
And we're back. Thank you for still listening. Still here with me. So, the NBA has so many things that's going on right now. And teams are finding themselves, like just as this podcast was starting, tonight, I told you good morning at the beginning. As I'm recording this the night before, I'm going to share, by the time it gets to you, it's the next day. I don't edit any of this really. Just give it to you as raw and gritty as possible. I feel like it's more heartfelt that way. You don't get none of that fluff. Great productions and stuff like that. Nah, you're just gonna get it how how I give it, and that's how you take it. Well, the Knicks game was going off, and I'm watching as the Knicks hopefully start to find themselves. And there's so much going on. Indiana, Miami, Boston, Cleveland, Chicago, Charlotte. And yes, LA, either or. As you know what, let's just broaden it just a little bit more first. California, Sacramento, LA, both teams. And yes, even Golden State. As they hiccuped since the last time we spoke. And I say hiccup because I don't know if it's anything to be alarmed about yet, because obviously this is only the first time we've seen them lose. And it's not that it looked like it was coming, but of course everybody's going to lose. Nobody goes 82-0. But the circumstances were very much in the favor of the team that beat them. So, I don't want to talk bad about Milwaukee because I like Golden State. Not Golden State. But I like the Bucks, what they call them the Warriors. But that's their team that they used to be. So, it's not like I'm going to discredit what they did, because, you still have to go out there and you have to play the game. But I'm talking about a game that Matt Barnes, Klay Thompson, and there was a back-to-back. Like there were factors that played into their loss. So I call it a hiccup for now. And then we'll see if this hiccup becomes something that's detrimental to their health, or this is just something that we're just going to forget about after we hold our breath. And even so, even with their hiccup, like I said, they still outshine what's going on with the rest of the league. Because rightfully so, nobody is talking about this Kobe farewell snore that he's having. He's doing his scavenger hunt, all over the place, and that's great. No, that's great, and it gives people interested in him and just a little bit more. But can't watch him. Can't. But and you know what's funny is that as that tidbit was prepped, right? Already, like long before he gave off these last two games, where he decides to go off and show us glimpses of the old Kobe. So the only reason why this still stays here as Kobe's farewell snore, because if he's gonna do this once every 12 games, I'm still not too interested at all. You're talking about like 7 times this year Kobe's looking to look like Kobe. And the rest of these games he's gonna look like poo poo. So basically you're talking about you got 15 wins this year. Nope, I can't do it. Lakers right now currently 3-21. You understand that? 3-21. They go and play the Bucks tomorrow night. And like I said, the Bucks just took down Golden State. I don't see any reason for them not to take down Kobe and the Lakers. Then they go and they play Houston. And I don't see them. So, we're talking about more losses. And because of that, and I'm not going to say my team is being much better, because the Knicks are struggling themselves. You know, they happen to be doing better than the Lakers, you know, with 11-14. And with the victory actually today, I think that pushed them up to 12-14. Their next game is going to be Friday against the 76ers, which they should also win. So the Knicks are on pace to get right back around 50%. And 500 basketball should get you into the playoffs, except for this year, there are 10 teams above 500 in the East. So we're going to see. It's cool. Oh, man, it's so frustrating. I see what the West has been going through. And of course, in a year where the Knicks are sneaky good because they're kind of building, you can't make it into the playoffs with a 45, 46, 48 winning percentage. You know? So, like I said, so I'm not ready to buy into the... See, and this is almost just like the Lakers. I'm not ready to buy into the Knicks yet, and I'm a Knicks fan. Like, yeah, you just beat Minnesota, but Minnesota's going through their own woes. If you beat the 76ers, we already know the kind of woes the 76ers are going through. Like, it's one of those things, like, that's again, I want them to win because you should win. And see, here I am, a victim of the same thing I said. Like, we don't celebrate some of these as we should. You know what? The Knicks aren't giving me much to hope for, and it's weird for me this year because we've had less and I've hoped for more, and this time we have what I think is a decent team, but I refuse to buy into them early, and I'm usually locked in and bought in since like day one, whatever they fever pitch me. It's gonna be interesting. Very, very interesting. And like I said, just the continuous overshadowing that Golden State is doing. Paul George, comeback player. I'm just watching him put up more points and more points and more points and keep doing what he's doing. It's still not talking about him. LeBron, what they doing in Cleveland, not talking about him. Charlotte was not talking about him. Golden State. I really hope Golden State comes back and they put on a proper showing. I believe they play tonight, actually. They should be on right now as we speak. As they play the Suns. That should definitely be an interesting game. Now, talking about games, or interesting games. I told you, this week I was all over the place. And I already told you that I went to Monday Night Football. Well, before Monday Night Football, I decided to go to my, I guess we're going to call it neighborhood niece and nephews. At least I say neighborhood niece and nephews. They're the children of some of my best friends. So, neighborhood, residential, nieces and nephews. And I get to my niece's game. And unfortunately, I missed her game, or I missed a good portion of the game, I should say. I missed the majority of it. But they already had gotten shellacked and all kinds of stuff. And they were actually, okay, let me just say, I missed the complete game. I missed the game, I missed the end of the game, I missed the cool down. I got there and they were by their cars getting ready to leave. And told me that they got blown out 0-4. And it didn't take long. I walked up to them and I really asked them, so what happened out there? Right? They was like, what? And there was 3 of them, right? And I said, what happened out there? What went wrong? And just like that, I was like, what did you go wrong? started trying to get some to build some accountability. Like, I don't coach them. Like what I call my sis, she coaches this team. And they're telling me turnovers, bad dribbling, watching the ball, not pursuing the ball, things like that. And I'm like, okay. That didn't take long to assess. I told him, listen, you have some new people on your team that's never played soccer before. That's always going to happen every year. What you do as the veteran players, that you help those guys come along as much as possible. And while getting in your own practice, because it's going to help you as well. Because it's going to help you reinforce little techniques and things of that nature. So we go see what happens with that. I leave there and I go to the little one's game. Right? And this is his first soccer game ever at the youngest level that I guess you can play soccer at. So there's no formations, really. You can't really coach them, the coach said. Can't yell at them or anything else like that. I guess it's there to really make the kids feel motivated about the game. Right? And I'm not going to lie to you. I was excited. The game was just full of excitement. Pure action. All the way through. It's just a swarm of kids around a ball. And it's one of those things, like, you can't help but get swept up because you quickly see, and I guess you see what scouting is, like, when you're like this. You quickly see who's good or who needs work, who should do good, and it's automatically, like, you see a couple of guys run and you're like, oh, like, they're really good runners, like, they have really great strides. Let's see, what this visual sign of athleticism is on the soccer field, and if they can utilize it to their favor. And number 8 did. So I remember about him. Number 8 definitely did. But yeah, they lost that game too. But man, when I say that, it was just non-stop action. Like, everywhere I went and everywhere I go. Right? Now, before I move on, because we're about to shut this down here really soon, I just want to touch on a couple of things that, that's little corrections from the last show. Marv Williams. Not Marvin, sorry. Let's say it again. Marv Lewis. Not Marv Williams. That is the coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know why I got Marv Lewis. Now I'm confusing him now. I don't know why I had Marv Williams on my mind, but yeah, I knew that wasn't right. I went back, obviously listened to the podcast, and I was like, messed that up. I'm pretty sure I said Gail Devers, but in case you just didn't understand what track star I was talking about, because I did butcher her name. I call it like Devers, Gail Devers. Cam's college team was correct. It was Auburn. I didn't have to correct that. I don't know why I wrote some of this stuff down, but I did write down the coach for the San Antonio Spurs team that I was curious about because of a current figure in women's sports, but I had to take out Becky Hammond. That's the assistant. That was the assistant coach for the Spurs I was trying to think about. And I don't know if I can give her that because it's not for women's sports. Like, she's progressing herself for women in sports. It's not progressing women's sports. So, yeah, that's how. So, that's part of the reason why I wrote her name down, and also why you didn't hear her pop back up in my Mount Rushmore of current women athletes. No, current women in sports. Yeah, because I just said it. Not in sports. You understand? In women's sports. Let's see, I may have to adjust that. It's okay. We'll figure about the next show. Also, I told you I had an event coming up. Yeah, this is what you've been waiting for. So, January 2nd. Brace yourself. And get ready. I will be at Marlins Park from about 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Hopefully it's not till 11 p.m. Doing the, I guess what is the Youth All-Star Game? They call it the... Crap, I wrote this down. Actually, no, I didn't. I didn't write this down at all. This is actually in a memo in my phone. Okay, we're gonna find this. We're gonna find it because you know what? I'm gonna have to give this to you. But so I'm doing an event at Marlins Park, January 2nd. I will be doing the play-by-play for what is considered the middle school All-Stars from Florida, and also what's considered the high school All-Stars for Florida in baseball, softball, whatever it is, and it's called the Power Showcase. They're gonna be. This actually starts running. Like, I'm gonna be there only one day, which is gonna be January 2nd. From my understanding, this is a thing that is gonna run completely throughout the whole entire last week of December. Right, just skipping over New Year's, obviously. So come check me out. I'm gonna be out there. Hopefully, I don't have to run camera and have to be on my feet all day. No, I'm joking. I was trying to avoid it. Like, I have been having some leg problems today that I didn't wanna. I was trying to avoid because it was gonna make that for a very painful day. So I am going to try to do the play-by-play, and I have to make a book on these kids. I'm gonna find out everything I can about them. This is gonna be right. I am so excited. And once again, thank you guys for listening. You can catch me everywhere, anywhere. Obviously, if you're hearing this on SoundCloud, you know you can catch Mighty Sports on SoundCloud, or the Mighty Sports Minute on SoundCloud. You can also catch MyT Sports on Facebook. You can catch the MyT Sports on Twitter. The YouTube page is coming up soon for the talent show, TALLONT show, where you'll be able to catch my sweepers, my drops, any voiceovers and things like that I may do. Tell you, man, we trying to do it all. I have to remember to get a thing to a fogger to my friend Andrew. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. I really do appreciate it. This has been great. It always is. I have a soul time. I hope you guys enjoyed as well.
Sorry, boys. All the stitches in the world can't sew me together again. Lay down. Lay down. Always knew I'd make a stop there. But a lot later than a Wolfgang of